As we once more find ourselves in early October, this has been a stressful year to be sure. Just recently, there was the jury duty summons for a case where the defendant was a no-show. That was a bit of a thing. Mega Man Battle Network 4 has definitely been bringing feelings of burnout from how long that game feels. And speaking of burning, summer heat waves with no air conditioning. Fun times! With all this going on, I came to the decision that maybe, instead of an October vacation this year, I needed to talk to someone about all these stress factors. As luck would have it, my usual travel agent knows a guy. Maybe this can help me out. She gave me his card. Let's see here. I really shouldn't be surprised, should I? Warning! Health and safety! Before playing, read your operations manual for important information about your health and safety. Also online at www.nintendo.com/healthsafety/. Press A to continue. Hello, Rome Mithril here once again, and it's time to start up our next project. It's October, so of course that means survival horror, and this year we're going to be playing Silent Hill Shattered Memories on the Wii. The game did actually get ported to other systems, I want to say at least the PS2 and the PSP. The Wii version was the original release of the game, though. I want to say, side-by-side comparisons that I've seen, it also has superior graphics. It also happens to be the only version of the game I actually own, so that kind of made it easy to decide which version to play now, didn't it? So, here we go. Now, let's just take a moment to appreciate this message. Psychology warning! This video game psychologically profiles you as you play. It gets to know who you really are, then uses this information to change itself. It uses its knowledge against you, creating your own personal nightmare. This game plays you as much as you play it. Yeah, at the end of the day it makes sense, but it's just so deliciously cheesy in how it's worded. Right then. And we have Climax, the same studio that brought us Silent Hill Origins. And so here we are, Silent Hill Shattered Memories. Let's get this started. So I do have my test run file down here that I've been using for practice purposes, but we're going to start a brand new game. You can use motion controls if you want to put in your name. I prefer to stay away from motion controls as much as I can, honestly. They're just, questionable in their reliability. Especially with the kind of setup that I have here to actually record this. It's a bit of a thing. I do want to play with the options a little bit before we get started here. I want to max out the brightness just to make it easier for things to be seen on video, and I'm also going to turn on the subtitles. Overwrite. And let's start. Well, already this game is kind of racist against dragons. I disapprove. Man, I'm just saying, visual rewind is really bad for VHS tapes. You're gonna ruin this thing. I think we've established this. Nice mood music, I like it. And nice weather. I want that weather. It's certainly better than what we usually have around here, anyway. I'll take that over blazing hot summers any day. And nothing like starting a therapy session by hitting the button marked booze. Nice office, though. Looks cozy.
Yes?
The new patient is here. They're early.
That's fine. We can start now.
And what a start it is! Well, I give you a 10 for dramatic entrance potential, that's for sure.
I'm glad you came. Just turning up shows your commitment to the process. Good. I've read your notes. The other therapist didn't work out for you. I want you to know this will be different. We take this at your pace. No notes, no drugs, no theories. We go back to the start. Understand what happened. Take a look at this short form. I promise it's the only one you'll see during your therapy. Try to answer truthfully. It's easier that way.
Alright, so before we get into this, one more option I do want to change. For some reason it only shows up now. TV phone audio. I'm going to turn that on. Basically, what this is all about is it's kind of an atmospheric thing that they try and do. Certain sounds come through the Wiimote speaker, things like phone calls or just things that you're actually interacting with. I can appreciate what they're doing there for the atmospheric purposes, but for doing an LP, I want everything to be good and audible, so we'll just make it so everything comes through the main speakers. Alright, so we have a little personality inventory form here, a little psych profile. The way you answer these questions, it can influence certain things about the game. It can steer you towards certain endings, things like that. So for the purposes of the main playthrough, I'm just going to be as honest as I can. Alright, question 1. I make friends easily. I like to think I do. I'm a pretty easygoing guy. Number 2. Having a drink helps me relax. Absolutely not. I hate the burn of alcohol. 3. I always listen to other people's feelings. Sometimes more than I should, for my own good. I prefer abstract ideas. I kind of like thinking outside the box, yeah. I've enjoyed roleplay during sex. That would be a no. Working to a plan or schedule is best. Well, I try to. It doesn't always work out, but I try to. I've never cheated on a partner. That's absolutely true. I would never do that.
Never cheated on a partner? Really?
Now, this question kind of throws me. By saying yes, am I agreeing that yes, I've never done that? Or am I admitting that I have? Same for no. It seems like it could go either way. And I'm gonna say yes in the thought that it makes sense that I'm agreeing that really, yes, I've never done it.
Okay. Let's get started then.
Cheryl! Cheryl? Sweetie? Oh my God. Cheryl? 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 Cheryl!
Now, longtime fans of Silent Hill might realize that Cheryl is an important and familiar name. Indeed it is. We're also playing as Harry Mason, but not the Harry Mason that we remember from the original Silent Hill. Shattered Memories is defined as a reimagining. Note, not a remake. It's not telling the same story from the original game. Parts of it are kinda similar, but overall it is a different story, just using the same sorts of characters. Basically, think alternate universe fanfiction. So anyway, now that we're in control, we can use the plus button to turn the flashlight on or off. The left analog stick, it moves us around. Pointing the Wiimote, it directs the flashlight and kinda steers us around. Holding the B button lets us zoom in. Holding the Z button while moving lets us run. But by far the most important button, we can press A to Cheryl.
Cheryl? Cheryl? Cheryl?
I just love that there's a dedicated button for that. That's amazing.
Cheryl! 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 Cheryl?
So we can look around at certain things, we can zoom in to take a closer look. Sometimes Harry will have things to say about them, other times he won't. Also, looking at certain objects, it can also influence your psych profile. So, going for certain endings, you kinda have to be careful about that. Also a nice touch, while we were outside and yelling for Cheryl, we were doing so at the top of our lungs. As long as we're inside,
Sweetie? Sweetie? Cheryl? Cheryl?
Harry has an indoor voice.
No need for a hydraulic ramp.
Well, I guess good to know we don't need one of those. So we're just gonna move on.
Phone's out.
Well, that would be a problem. But removing any and all doubt, we know where we are.
Cheryl. Cheryl?
Take a quick look in here. No one can accuse
Cheryl?
us of not being thorough.
Cheryl?
Just looking for my daughter, don't mind me. Now we seem to be in a convenience store. Blue snow. I know in this kind of weather what I want's ice cream. Sadly, I probably would be fine with that.
So I'm not getting out this way.
It's all reversed here. Sorry, closed due to severe weather. Will reopen when town thaws? I really can't tell with that last word. Anyway. World interaction. To grab hold of objects, move the hand over them and pinch by holding A and B. Motion controls. Everyone loves motion controls.